Yo, hey everyone, what's going on? Today I'm going to be checking out the updated layout of UFC Fight Pass. It's been a UI update that's been sorely needed for a whole time. Not even UI, the whole thing, the back end, front end. The old Fight Pass had heaps of problems. Everyone has been complaining about it for years. We finally get this update and it sucks. It's like, it has some, it has a base to be really good, but in its current form, it is way worse than it was before. Starting with the homepage, I'll start off on something nice. So this live tile, I do like that they've got some live stuff here, because if you're just pottering around the house, you just want to throw some UFC on, cool. I don't want to think about it, just chuck it on, whatever's happening, have it on in the background. That's cool. So that's a new addition. That's pretty cool. I do like that. But look, there's so many little things, like this banner doesn't just fit my screen, which is bizarre. All the content doesn't fit. Oh look, that one does. So it shows that it can. But then there's just like a hard cut. Or whatever, it's minimal, but it's like super amateur. I'm gonna keep mentioning this company sold for like $4 billion. $4 billion. Like they should have some serious tech team behind them. I'm actually gonna say now that I really think that they got this like cookie cutter platform and just loaded all of their content on there, and you know, they shaped things a little bit to make it fit, but ultimately it's not there yet. Maybe they need to add their additions, because there's just heaps of like fight based functionality in this app that's not here anymore, that used to be there, and it just feels very Netflixy, and it doesn't quite work for fights because you need to dive into the content a little bit deeper than what you would do just for TV shows and movies. But let's go through it now. So we'll start with the homepage. Upcoming, cool. You know, for some reason it's showing me stuff in like Russia and Spain. Not a big deal, that's fine. Continue watching. You know, so far that's fine. I do have an issue with like the ordering of this content. Like the recent events is down here. Why wouldn't you put it up there? But some of these things are just nitpicking, and maybe they have data to back up their reasoning. I don't know, but you know, so far this is pretty cool. This is very decent. You know, the upcoming stuff here, they seem to like put a heavy focus on these collections. I never watch them, maybe heaps of people watch them, but yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to use it. So this is, let's look at this. Best of UFC Fight Pass. Conor vs Nate. Okay, I can see that. Quintet 3. What? Out of all Fight Pass, Quintet 3 is like the best of UFC Fight Pass. Chuck Liddell vs Tito. Okay, it's pretty classic. There is no way that the Chase Hooper versus this dude is it just doesn't make, it's puzzling. I don't understand. Originals and shows, that's cool. Recent events, champs, this is pretty cool. You can see a spotlight on the champs. What I don't like is when I click on Holloway, you would think you'd see all his fights or like all his fighters champ. It's just like a random assortment of videos. It doesn't make sense. Let's go down. I thought it might have just been like champ videos, but then I clicked on Cejudo. He's only got a couple fights as champ, but he's got his tough finale, and it's just kind of all over the shop. The curated content is just very strange. I laughed at this Ultimate Fighter. It starts at 10 and kind of goes up, and I thought, what's going on? It goes from 19 to 1 to 20, and then I laughed for a second. I actually work in like application IT, and it reminded me of a very amateur way to sort this sort of content, and that's that the way that it sorts is by like a string, a literal number. So it looks at the first number, which is 1, and it will go like 1 is before 2, so 11 is before 2, and you could literally have like 19 million, but the one starts first, so 19 million would be before 2. It's just very strange, and that's why we see 11 up to 19. I think you see 1, yeah, here we go, 11 to 19, then 1, and then you see 20 first. So you're going to see 20 to 29, and then you'll see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look, 6 is missing. Exactly what I'm talking about. This is like random content missing. But how crazy? How crazy? Let's just say you're not familiar with how that sorting works. I mean, it's just a bizarre application. Why don't you just sort it by numbers? Like, just sort it by number, sort it by 1, sort it by latest to earliest. I think that's what they used to do. They used to have the most recent on the left, and it would go down the list. There's just videos missing. Look, there's only 4 videos in Tough 11. There's only 12 in TUF 13, 8 in TUF 14. Like I said, a few days when I checked it, there was heaps less videos, and I think they've pumped it up a little bit more. So maybe there's just some like process of getting it from the old platform to the new platform. It's taking time. That's fair enough. But like this sorting stuff is just bizarre. Super amateur, super rookie. $4 billion company. $4 billion. I'll happily take a job there and help you out with all this UI stuff. Give me a job, UFC. And then underneath that, we've got 25 years in short. This content is really good. I watched pretty much all of it on YouTube. So let's look at the fight library, because this is where like the majority of my gripes are. So first of all, UFC replays. Now, I've had my account with Fight Pass for like 3-4 years now. Let's just look. Cowboy Gaethje. This is literally just a fight night. It's all padlocked. I don't have access to it. It doesn't make sense. Like, I should have access to this stuff, but I don't. It's like, hey, check out your account. Also, this says $10.99 per month and $104.99 per year when I go into account. Because I looked, it's not like there's some other, like I need a higher subscription or something. There's only one subscription type. My current plan is this subscription. I've got two choices, this subscription and this one. So the dollar amounts don't even match up. I don't understand. I'm gonna have to like tweet them or something because I can't see the latest content. I'm sure that's just a mistake. Because if I go to old stuff, let's just say 2015. It's not like one subscription gives you access to old stuff and new stuff. Like, you know how Fight Pass works. Fight Pass in Australia for the subscription is you pay like $10 a month or whatever it is, and you get access to absolutely everything except for the main events of UFC pay-per-views. So UFC 245, I'll be watching the early prelims, the pay-per-view, you got to pay $80 or whatever it is. But all the fight nights, everything else is completely free. So on past pay-per-views, they only show the main event. So there's no prelims, no early prelims. Crazy. Doesn't make sense. And even when I click on this, it doesn't break it down in fights. It's just like one 3-hour file. I mean, unless I'm like missing something. Okay, so they've got these bullet points here. That's minorly, that's okay. But the way that I used to view content was I would just click on a UFC event, whatever, say 104. I don't know who's fighting now. I'm not an encyclopedia of UFC stuff. And it would just quickly scan through. It would show me like the 12, 15 fights. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll watch that fight. Click. It zips to it. Get to see the walkout. Get to see the fight. Now you don't know any of that. Now you don't have access to the prelims, the early prelims. And even when you do get to the main event, you've just kind of got to skip through it and see who's doing what. I would essentially need to sit there with Wikipedia, wiki the event, see what's playing and put it on. It's so bizarre. Like, I don't know why it's missing. You can search for the stuff. So if you're like 232 prelim, you can find the prelim, but once again, it's just one flat video file for like an hour and a half, and you don't get to see who's fighting. The search is also so crazy if I just search for McGregor, there's no ordering to it. It's like 202, 178, 205, 194, 19... What? Look at this. We're seeing it live. Just two results for the same thing. And then 189, fight night. Wouldn't the Khabib fight be first? That was like the most recent. Okay, it's just randomly down here. It's just... It's so painful. It's so painful. And what I used to do, I used to like search for McGregor, then we'll have like the fighter. So I would click on McGregor, I'd see all of his statistics, and then it would have all the fights, I think generally laid out in some sort of timeline order. Now they've got an athlete section here when you click more. So let's just find McGregor. It's a pretty flashy interface, a whole bunch of statistics, latest videos, heaps of this is just junk. Breakdowns, that kind of thing. All these percentages is really good, but then it's got recent fights. Where's the rest of them? Like, this is good. Show me the rest. Show me all fights. Add another tab here, all fights. And also here, watch now. Give me a little watch button. Now I'd have to like, who wants to come to an athlete page to see the last 3 fights they've had, to then go back to search for the fight? Insane. We'll just take a quick look at the schedule tab. This one's actually totally fine because it's just a schedule. How could you stuff a schedule up? Cool. It's got all the stuff scheduled. But like I said, when it comes to content, let's look at the one that's on tomorrow. Early prelims are all of a sudden not available in Australia. Okay, why? Prelims are... Then we've got like prelims in Russian. Why is that showing up? I don't understand. So I can watch the prelims and the main event. So at least they've got that covered. For some reason, the early prelims are no longer available. Now, I'm viewing this on the desktop, but something to point out for the iOS app, because I use this heaps on my Apple TV. Let's go to Fight Library. So I'd tab one over. Let's say I'm actually currently going through all the old stuff, some around 2002. You know, just like before, I can't see the breakdown of fights now. It's so frustrating. I would just have to click on this. I don't know who's fighting in this UFC, and like I don't want to watch all the fights. I just want to watch the guys that I know. Look at that. That's exactly my problem with it. You click on the file, you zip through, and some dude's already won. It's so frustrating because you see this and you're like, ugh, then you're like tabbing through, and it's just a pain in the ass. Now, on the iOS app, you'd press the home button and it would normally take you one step back to here. And then let's say you wanted to go back to the previous screen, you'd press the home button, but it takes you all the way back. I can't show you because I'm on a desktop, but when you press the back button again, it would take you all the way back to this screen. So you're never-endingly clicking through menus, like you're going 5 menus deep, you press back once, boom, and you're at the beginning of the tree. What? It's so frustrating. Heaps of this stuff needs to be fixed. It's just crazy. All in all, the new design is very modular. I think there's a lot of room to grow here. It feels like there's a lot more room for it to become an overall better platform than there used to be. But right now there's all these little things that makes the viewing experience way worse than the old app that was just as broken as this one. So it's just mind-blowing to me that a $4 billion company with a shit ton of resources would bring out something that's functionally worse than before. Like I said, it really feels like it's style over substance, and it's very like Netflixy in its approach. We need more bullet points and breakdowns of the actual video files, not just a flat video file that I'm going to have to skim through and watch everything. So they really need to add that stuff in. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.